I'm Erin Elizabeth Wells here with your Living Peace Tuesday tip, and we're on part 3 of our series on life balance. Now, if you've watched parts 1 and 2, we had you create a list of all the lovely things that you want to create as part of your ideal version of your life, both your life list and your lifestyle list. Now, we then in the second part had you refine that down to figure out the specific, what do you want to start working on right now? Hopefully, with that level of clarity, you're now ready for step 3. Step 3 is kind of the key linchpin. It's the piece that starts to answer the question that everybody goes, but where do I find the time? Okay, so what I'm going to suggest you do is an exercise that for a lot of people seems a little scary, because it usually starts with you looking at something that's essentially a spreadsheet, a big grid. I refer to it as a life rhythm map. You may have also heard Julie Morgenstern refer to them as time maps. Essentially, it's capturing the rhythm of your world. Now, for a lot of people, you look at the little boxes and say, but I don't want my life to be X from this hour to that hour. It's less important about whether or not you specifically are going to be, I will be doing this every week on Monday at 8 a.m. It's more about capturing the flow of your day, the flow of the actions of your day, and figuring out how you're going to slot in times for these new things that you want to incorporate. So how do you do it? You start by putting in the fixed pieces. In other words, what time do you get up in the morning? What time do you go to bed at night? When do you usually have your meals? Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Start with those pieces, because everybody has some level of those consistently in their world. We all gotta eat, darn it all. And then you can go into more detail. Then you can go into what time you dropping the kids off at school. What time do you have the regular staff meeting for your work? Those kinds of fixed points in your week. Slot those in, and that'll give you a sense of your regular structure. Once you know your regular structure, you can figure out what needs to be shifted or changed, and you can start looking at those things you identified from last time. Say, okay, if I want to be working out more regularly, I want that to be part of my lifestyle, what would that look like? What time of day? Where does that fit in the pattern of my week? So is it a morning activity? Is it an afternoon activity? Is it a late night activity? So that you can kind of start to create an intention of how you're going to incorporate the appropriate time. Because it's never a matter of making time, it's a matter of taking the time. You need to claim that time back from whatever it's getting used for someplace else for this new reason. So we're going to include a link to the time map template that we use with our clients to help you get started. So this has been your Living Peace Tuesday tip. We'll see you next week.